Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Marvel Strike Force here today on Friday. So I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this because I feel like if I do, Scopely's might bring up the drawbridge on this one because I think there is some unintended consequences of what I'm going to talk about here from the Old Man Logan trials, and I want to give a special shout out to Firestar from my alliance, from my boosted alliance, who made me aware of this because I was able to do this and get my 3-month alt account, Old Man Logan. I don't have any of the characters. Actually, that's not true. I have Cabal leveled up, but I didn't touch or use any of the characters required for the Old Man Logan trial, and now I have him. Now, granted, I have a 4 yellow, 0 red. I might actually be able to get 1 red. We're going to talk about exactly what I did in order to unlock him, because unless they change things, you can actually get them unlocked without having all of the required characters, including the stuff we talked about with Cosmic Bio and all of that. I think this might be an oopsies on their part, so if you're ready to go, let's boil this down. I think this is pretty crazy, honestly. So what did I do? Well, you guys remember back when there was the Scourge trials, there was and even now with the permanent versions that, people recommend doing 4-node runs. Well, now it's a 1-node run because you just need to clear the first node. And if you do this at difficulty 14 or 15, you will get enough milestone points in order to get Old Man Logan unlocked. Now, if you do it at, I believe it's difficulty 15, you can get the 1 red. I don't think you can get beyond this. I think this is the maximum cap. But I managed to get all of this stuff, including all of the gold and the ions. Actually, thank you for the blue 4 ions. I could use those as well. And all of this stuff, including, actually, that's a lot of teal origin gear that I'm going to use for Old Man Logan, I guess, eventually when I upgrade him. I can't believe that I managed to get this on a 3-month-old alt account to get Old Man Logan. That's just absolutely insane. I actually gave up on it because up until now I was like, fuck it. I don't have the resource, right? I don't have the resources to widen my roster to do all the stuff that's required. And now I guess you don't need to. So what did I do? Let's go back and we're gonna start a new run. Now I can't do anything more than that, of course, right? D14 is insane. There we go. New high score. 1.14 million. So what did I do? Let's take a look. So if you go into difficulty 14, you have an expected run score of over 11 million with the packed modifiers that I ran. And the ones that I ran, honestly, I just chucked a few extra ones in. So hero characters deal an additional 10% to other hero characters. So 25 here, World of War, Mysterious Triumph, Cosmic Cruise. Honestly, I just did that. Even I don't know if I needed to run it. And Berserker Barrage, this is really good when any character defeats an enemy, fill their speed bar by 20%, sorry, for 15 points. And then I ran, I think, actually, you know what, that was it. So you just basically need to make sure that your expected run score is over 11 million, and you'll be able to do this because basically 11 million divided by 10 is 1.1 million, and 1.1 is the score that you need for the milestones in order to get milestone 8. Which is this one here to unlock Old Man Logan at 4 yellow. So what do? We enter this, and we start, and we have to do this 1 node here. Now, I'm not going to run through this. This took me a little while. So this node did take me a little while, but I'll show you what I use. This is the team that I use at my power. It is kind of high. My characters are all 92. G16, 17, thereabouts. Some of the Nightcrawler's not 17 yet. He's at 16 still. But that's what I ran. I ran 4 Extreme X-Men with Kestrel, and I managed to get through this node. Okay. If you're higher level, then obviously you're going to be able to do a lot easier, right? And so I definitely recommend using Extreme X-Men. You might be able to do this at a little bit of a lower level, but you might have to sack. You might have to go in with other characters to blow cooldowns, things like that. It's a little bit more challenging. But with this team that I used, I was able to do it completely without doing a sack. It's a bit challenging. So their hit points, I think, is on the lower end of things, but their damage is fairly high. So if you're not able to debuff them, that's a bit challenging. Luckily, Sunspot also has, between Sunspot and Nightcrawler, there's a good amount of slow going on as well. So this is basically going through Pegasus, Shield, and like some Kestrel characters and Nick Fury. So mostly Pegasus and Shield characters. It's not super challenging because they're kind of older characters. The biggest ones that you have to kind of watch out for is Kestrel when she pings, and also Mockingbird a little bit on her summons, and Darkhawk as well, because he puts up some buffs on the team, like offense up, which then you have to clear. Their resistances are really high, for these kind of power levels. You're looking at like 800, 900k, 1 million power characters when I'm using, I'm not even fully Stark teched on my account. And so 1.2 million, G16, 17. So I did get resisted quite a bit, actually. So, there might be some times where it might take a couple of attempts for you to do this. I do want to point out, though, for those of you who are going to run this and try this now, there is a point where I believe it's on the second wave here when the first Nick Fury drops. There's a Nick Fury and a Maria Hill over here. This wave, the third wave, doesn't drop until both Maria Hill and Nick Fury are dead. So this gives you a huge opportunity to be able to build up your cooldowns again. And also, once you get Sunspot to 10 charges, your power, your damage goes up significantly on this team. You probably could use someone else other than Kestrel. I liked Kestrel because obviously she was my highest character that I had on this. She's 1 diamond as well. So as far as my alt account goes, like, she's very powerful compared to my other characters. I tried to do it with Void Knight instead, but that just didn't really make that much of a difference. I tried to use Void Knight to put an ability block on Rescue in the beginning. But if you're running this team, you should have at least 2 ability blocks. You have Sunspot Special and you have Gambit Special. And so in the first wave, I definitely recommend trying to get an ability block on Rescue. And then if you can, after that, I believe Darkhawk, some of the Darkhawks, if you're able to do that. So then he stops using his abilities, and that helps significantly. But otherwise, you might be privy to some RNG. Other than that, though, don't expect to do any of the other notes, right? Because node number 2, you need the out of time at the specific star levels, especially on the higher difficulties. I think when this goes live, honestly, or when people start seeing this and people start realizing this is shit's gonna hit the fan. Because honestly, I do not think that this was intended for Scopely to release this event and realize that you can get them unlocked without having to put the investment in. They were trying to, I guess, because of the 15 difficulties and the points scaled so dramatically that they didn't really think that this was going to happen. Now, if you go into difficulty 15, then you get about a 1.58 million. I think, if maybe 1.6 actually, depending on the timing of that, and that would give you 1.6 is exactly what you need for the 1 red star Old Man Logan. So you could do that's going to be even more challenging, and I don't think that it's going to be possible for me for my alt account. But if you're like 95 plus, there's a good chance, and if you have G18 at all on any of your characters, there's a good chance that you probably could do this. You would just have to, you don't use the max health ones. Make sure you use some of these other ones. You just need to bump it up to a 1.16 million, so you get 1.6 million, and then try to clear that. I'm not going to probably do that because I don't think it's in my wheelhouse to be able to clear that. D14 was fairly challenging, but I did manage to do it no problem. And then D15, maybe, but if it's still around, I might give it another go. But I just don't think that's going to happen for me quite yet, because I don't have G18. I'm not level 95. I'm actually level 92. And I think this is really... Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, right? Because even at 4 yellow with this kit on a 3-month-old account, I think this is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Apparently I can't go to G16. Do I not have I don't have Adam. I need more of this. Okay, so we'll work on that. But this is just absolutely crazy. I can't believe this is a thing. I can't believe I managed to get him. I would be very mad if they do a rollback. I don't think that's gonna happen because lots of other people will have done that. And yep, this is, I want to call it an exploit, but they should have known better. They should have known that this was possible. They didn't really think about this. They didn't let the envoys test this in advance. And now some of us who are walking away with an Old Man Logan unlock a lot easier than we thought. And especially for those of us who didn't think that we'd have a chance to get it. Well, newsflash, now a lot of us will. And I hope that this video helps people to be able to get him unlocked, especially if you were concerned about, not being able to because of all the characters or whatnot, or not having Out of Time, Cabal, or the Cosmic Bio section, honestly, for those of you who didn't have Nova. And now it's highly possible to do it a lot easier than that. And maybe this might actually stop you from leveling Nova if you were, or getting Korg and Cosmo leveled up if you were thinking and you're on the fence about that. There we go. That's Old Man Logan for my boosted Boilon account. I am over the moon for this, and I hope that it helps you guys get him unlocked for those of you who didn't think. There we go. 87 days, Old Man Logan unlocked. I think I'm done for the day. I think I'm gonna go enjoy myself some nice pizza for dinner tonight, and I'm gonna have a relaxation Friday night. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Boilon signing out. Good luck on Old Man Logan.